West Ham United 4, Newcastle 2, or should I say it the other way, which of course is Newcastle 2, West Ham United 4. What a great start to the season. Absolutely buzzing after that. You could see Moisey and the Boysies all running round afterwards. Absolutely delighted. I tell you what, it's a different fixture to last season. Number one, Newcastle are a bogey team. Number two is 50,000 fans in there, and that's going to be a hard place for some people to go, particularly bearing in mind it's a counter-attacking team. We've done all right there to go away from home, which was one of my worries about these teams like Newcastle, like Leeds, like Everton. Can we go to those places and get results, bearing in mind they have home advantage now? Well, I tell you what, we're not a bad counter-attacking team ourselves. And this, as far as I'm concerned, is just more of the same. This is how we've been playing for a season and a half now. Since that lockdown, since what happened, the lockdown, with relegation trouble, Moyes comes in, lockdown. We finished the season really, really strongly as one of the form teams. We went through the whole of last season as one of the form teams, and we've started this season exactly how the others have gone. And I tell you what, we've got a really, really good team. And clearly, some of the players are just getting better and better, which is magnificent to see. There's a lot to get through in this review. There's no doubt about it, but hopefully you are as pleased about it as I am, because there is just so much. I've got notes and notes and notes here, and we're going to go through them. First of all, let's just say this. We should have gone into the lead very, very early, by the way, in this game. There was a header which Souček normally would finish. It was very, very close, but you've got to give credit to Almiron, who cleared it more or less off the line there. But we should have gone one goal up. It wasn't long after that until Newcastle scored. And I've got to say, this would have had everybody worrying when Newcastle scored this first goal. Declan Rice got turned inside out. There's no two ways about it. Alan Saint-Maximin, he turned him left, he turned him right, then left, then right. Honestly, fair play to Declan for not ending up on his arse. That being said, he couldn't get up with him. Saint-Maximin just outdid him. Put over across. Dawson will be disappointed. I think Soufal will be disappointed. I think David Moyes will be disappointed because there were really we had three guys in positions to stop that ever being a goal, which is Declan Rice, Soufal, and of course Dawson. Callum Wilson got up between Dawson and between Soufal, headed the ball in. It was a striker's goal. Fair play to him, but you just thought, oh no, not again, not this mob, not Wilson, who's got a tremendous record against West Ham, and just not great at that point. However, I thought we had been playing well. We were playing well, and we continued to play well. We had best possession in all that game. And let's just get this right now. That was an excellent game to watch. That was a really good game of football, and I think the Premier League's been really good. So let's say that from the outset, we won that game because we were the better team. Simple as that. We really, really were. I think Newcastle were reliant on a handful of players, one or two players. We had lots of players that played well, lots and lots of them. We scored. We took it back to 1-1. Really, really interesting goal, actually. I thought the build-up for this goal was fantastic. Real good control over it. And in the end, it went up to Antonio, whose ball control had not been great up to there, by the way. And this fella's gone on to have a fantastic game, Mikel Antonio. Antonio holds the ball up. He sort of lends it, I've got this right, to Benrahma. Benrahma gives it to Fornals, and Fornals is patient. At this point, you're thinking Fornals is going to have a shot. No, he waits for Cresswell to make the overlap. Cresswell makes the overlap, and Cresswell, I don't know whether he shot or crossed. I don't know. But Cresswell's another one that's had a very, very good game. Just wonderful technique or whatever he was trying to do, but it ended up in the back of the net. Was it offside? Everyone was asking, was this offside? Because first of all, it looked like Souček had touched it, and not with his hand, with his foot, obviously. And secondly, it looked like Bowen had got something on it, but it had touched neither of them. One of them may or may not have been offside, but we didn't have to worry about that as it was, and thankfully they didn't get a touch, which sort of made it easy. What was pleasing though was that even though we were having an attack, we had two players sliding in there in Souček and Bowen who were ready in positions to tap the ball in. How many times do you see it when a cross goes in, there's no one there to tap it in? This wasn't one of those occasions, and this was going to be a feature of the game, because when we attacked in numbers, and I thought we were really, really good, by the way. So whether he meant it, whether he didn't mean it, it was a good goal. The build-up was there. It deserved a goal. If Kressel hadn't scored it, Souček would have tapped it in, whatever. Bowen would have knocked it in. Good stuff all round, really. It silenced the crowd at that point, and this was really good. I felt this was really important. You could hear the West Ham fans singing, which is not an easy thing up in Newcastle, for all the reasons that we described at the start and the build-up show, because they put you up in the gods, don't they? They sort of they strap the West Ham fans to the floodlights in the farthest corner of Newcastle that they can, and but you could hear them, you could hear us, you could hear the West Ham fans. Absolutely amazing. So anyway, so that was fantastic. That was 1-1, and at that point I thought, well, hold on, we're all right. We're doing all right here. We look to be in control of the game. And then Murphy scored. Now this again was a goal which put Newcastle up 2-1. This at this point was a goal where you thought, well, this is infinitely avoidable. I think David Moyes will look at both goals and think that's not a failure in my tactics, that's individual errors. And I think the second goal he'll certainly look at again. They had a period of pressure by this point, Newcastle. They come into, not for much, they had 2 or 3 minutes where they'd had possession of the ball, which was quite a rarity for them in this game. They're playing on the counter-attack. In the main, West Ham had most control of the ball in this game, but they had this little period, Newcastle, where they passed it around, and they were trying to go down a channel. And Soufal sort of won a tackle or stuck a boot out, but he actually ended up passing it to a Newcastle player who then spreads possibly Shelby, but he spread the ball out to Ritchie, who was very, very wide. There was no right back out there. There was nobody out there because Soufal made the tackle anyway. And he put this crossover, very, very deep cross, a good cross, to be fair. And it was quite an interesting goal because you had Jacob Murphy, who's the other wing back, who's very deep in the West Ham box. And Fornells looked at him, and Fornells saw him there and started tracking back to go towards him, but did sort of 3/4 of the job and then didn't bother. And then Jacob Murphy did the slowest, weakest header, but most precise header you'll see in quite some time. Angled it downwards. In many respects, a bit of a textbook header. Took a long time to go in. And if you watch the replay, you saw Steve Bruce do the, you know, they do the animation on the sidelines, manager, and even from Steve Bruce doing that to him doing that was quite a long time. So that put them 2-1 up, and he thought, oh, you know, come on, this is, you know, this is not great, because again, you looked at it as individual errors. But it was all right. It was all right. That was just before half time. Sorry, I probably should have said that earlier. Second half, we came out. Oh, I was worried. I thought they'd put Valium or marijuana or something in the half-time drink. Honestly, I thought we came out, and not for long, by the way, but for the first little while, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Oh, there was a certain lethargy about us. But then we got back into our rhythm again. And at this point, people are growing into the game. Declan Rice is growing into the game. Soufal's really growing into the game in this point. And we're starting to impose ourselves. So I've had to write it down. We scored so many goals. There were 6 goals in that game. What a game of football. Really, you know, this was a good goal, though. Great tackle from Declan Rice. Really good tackle to dispossess Saint-Maximin. And that's quite important because Saint-Maximin have done Declan Rice up a kipper for the first goal of the game. So I felt that was revenge for Declan there. Really timed it beautifully. It was, Saint-Maximin was sort of complaining about a foul, no chance, mate. Actually, people often go on about technique, about passing, technique about shooting, dribbling. There's a technique to passing, and that was a technique to tackling, and that was beautiful tackling technique from Declan there. I think it went out to Bowen and Antonio, but Bowen's pass was really good because it was crisp and it was fast, and it had to be fast to get it through the gap, but it meant Antonio had to control it really quickly, which I'll be, you know, let's be fair, it's not always, first touch is not always his forte. Did it really well, but he's wide left and the ball's rolling out, going out of play, so he dug the ball out of his left foot. Basically, Antonio put over a left foot cross, which, I mean, I don't know how. I said earlier Murphy did a textbook header. He went all the way across the goal, and Ben Rama was there. And I'm pretty sure that whilst we were critical of Dawson and we were critical of Soufal for letting Wilson in for their first goal, maybe Newcastle will be looking at their defence here. But I tell you what, it was a great cross. It was a great tackle from Rice, great pass from Bowen, and what a textbook header from Benrahma. I mean, really, really good. Down, angled down, up. Beautiful. First game of the season, first goal. He's off and running. If you remember last season, Benrahma had that on his back for a little while that he hadn't scored a goal. That's done now. He's done. First, he's done. It's not even a conversation anymore. I don't know why I'm talking about it. So well done, Benrahma. Really, really good. I'm absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted with that. When that made it 2-2, really just absolutely stunning. And at that point, you think, okay, it is game on. And I was not settling for a draw at this point, and I'm sure nobody else was, including the fans in the stadium. 3-2. Now this is really, really interesting. This was an excellent attack, right? Soufal crossed the ball over, a vicious cross from the right, and Antonio sort of had to arch his head and head it bang against the bar, rebounded off the bar. So at this point, Antonio was involved in every goal. Let's just say this now. I'm sure you've seen it, but we're just getting all excited together and enjoying what's happened and running it back what's happened in my mind. Fornell's picked up the pieces, and you could see what Fornell's trying to do. He wanted to shoot, but he was stopped from doing so by Jacob Murphy, and the referee awarded a penalty. Was it a penalty? Was it not? I don't know. But we're not dealing with a travesty of justice here, and that's why I made the point at the start that West Ham were a better team today, because we had the better players. Newcastle had a couple of good players. We had 8 or 9 of them, right? I mean, who were in pretty damn good form today. As you'll see if you join me for the Patreon player ratings later, it's going to be pretty juicy. The penalty, I mean, to be fair, I feel he either stopped Fornell's having a shot or he stopped him scoring a goal. And he didn't get the ball, so I thought it was a soft penalty, but I thought it was a penalty. West Ham get a penalty, so I'm thinking, I don't know, up's going to step Declan Rice or something. Antonio steps up. I thought, hold on, what's going on here? And it's one of those ones where it had taken him ages to get the ball, and you thought, he looked distracted. And the keeper didn't want to give Antonio the ball, and Antonio said to the referee, can you make him give me the ball, please? Can I have my ball back? Went on a little bit too long. And I think what Antonio tried to do was he tried to catch the goalkeeper out. Because as soon as the referee blew the whistle, bang, he ran up straight away. Sort of curled his run a little bit. Unfortunately, he didn't curl his shot a little bit. And the goalkeeper saved it. I thought it was a relatively tame penalty. But who was there following it up? We had a couple of players following it up, but the first person to get to it was Thomas Souček, and who had just reacted quicker than the Newcastle defence. And we scored the goal. We were up 3-2 at that point. I'm sure Antonio was mightily relieved. But as I say, he was involved in all 3 goals at this point. And I think that was, and to be fair to Bowen had been involved in the first 2 goals as well in the build-up. So he played well today. 3-2. Well, obviously, as you can see from the thing up there, it's 4-2. And I'm sure you know this anyway. She scored a 4th goal. Good goal. Really, really good goal. Now, I'm not sure who spotted Benrahma making the run. I think it was Bowen. I think it was. Someone with red boots. I wish these players, right? Do you know what? I don't mind players wearing coloured boots. That's fine. Can they all not have a different colour and keep them for the season? Last time I saw Cresswell plays in green boots. He was in red boots today. I thought, oh no, this is doing my head in. I didn't have the best. I didn't have the best quality of picture on the telly. So anyway, somebody in red boots, I think it was Bowen, played the ball over to Benrahma. Benrahma is he's growing into the game at this point. Obviously, he's scored a goal, and for all Saint-Maximin's tricks, and he was good, Benrahma's becoming more effective. And I only compare the 2 of them because they do a similar job. They're skillful players, right? Benrahma's becoming more effective in the match at this point. Antonio's busted a gut to give Benrahma some support, to give Benrahma an out. Because at the point when the ball was released, Benrahma was the furthest player forward. So Antonio's bombed it down the pitch. Benrahma's called a beautiful pass. He spotted Antonio, called a beautiful pass into Antonio's path, and Antonio has finished it with like a consummate professional, like a sniper, honestly. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. He hit it hard and low. He was on the right hand side of the goal. He hit it hard and low to his left, the goalkeeper's right. A clinical finish, hard and precise, and it was a goal, of course, and it was 4-2. A wonderful, wonderful performance. And a team that's really become a bogey team. I tell you what, if we can beat Brighton this season as well, I'll be absolutely buzzing. The game then played out, and Moyes made a series of substitutions. Not until very late. I think the first substitution was possibly 85 minutes. I think Benrahma came off, Bowen came off, Antonio came on, Antonio came off, Ben Johnson and Yarmolenko came on. But it was all about seeing the game out at that point, and just, I think it was a case of Antonio, let's get this guy off before he's injured. And he wasn't. And just absolutely amazing. Absolutely fantastic. A great start to the season. We really are a very, very good team. And I'm absolutely delighted to see it. And I was a little bit worried, not particularly going into the game. I was a little bit worried that we might lose our momentum in terms of us being an attractive club from being in Europe and whatnot. But I just think for us to start the season like that, and I do think we'll bring in a couple of transfers. I really do. And there's a certain kudos and there's a certain value when you're trying to bring players in to be in European competition. I think if we'd have lost that badly today, people might have thought, hold on, last season was a fluke. But, and I know it's only one game and there's plenty of teams with 3 points and all the rest of it. But I just think if you're looking at West Ham, you might think, well, okay, they were good last season, finished the season before really strongly, and now they're starting this one well. And when you see players like Declan Rice in the team, who grew into the game, as I said, it may well be of some value as well. And I think, when you appraise this, it's difficult for us because we've seen Antonio come in, we've seen him be played at right back sometimes, and he came in as a winger, and so we've seen different things. And to be fair, give Antonio a lot of credit today. Antonio equalled Di Canio's record at 47 goals. I think I got that right, Premier League goals. So well done to him. He'll break that very, very soon and be our record Premier League goal scorer, which is absolutely brilliant for him. I think if you were, I'm going to do the old alien coming down from space, because I always watch football aliens when they come down from space. If you were an alien coming down and you'd only watched football for the last 18 months, I think you'd look at Antonio and think, well, that's that. I know him. I recognise him. I've seen him the last 18 months, one of the best strikers in the Premier League. And I think you have to say that. As somebody that's effective and impacts a game, he did that massively today. And I think that was really, really good. And you know what? There were some performances were a little bit dodgy today. I thought the first goal and the second goals were completely avoidable. That being said, we had enough players today playing at 8 or 9, 7, 8, 9 out of 10. We had a number of them, which enabled us to win the game, and that's why we were better. I think if Newcastle look back on their player ratings today, I'm not sure they'll have 5 or 6 players who of that. I think there'll be a lot of 5s and 6s in their teams in terms of player ratings. Just thought overall we're better. We look ready for it. As I say, apart from 2-3 minutes at the start of the second half, when they all looked like they'd been having a right old smoke up at a wacky backy, and I'm sure they weren't. By the way, I'm sure they weren't at half time. There was a precision to us today. There was an energy. There was a purpose. There was attacking intent, attacking with numbers. There was an organisation. As I say, I don't want to count those goals against us too much. I think the system was fine. I just think they got about us a little bit. Individually, we didn't mark who we were meant to mark and didn't win our individual battles just only in those 2 goals. Overall, as far as the game was concerned, I really felt we won our battles individually, and it was great to see. I mean, I'm using Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is a good example. And Declan Rice at the start of that game looked like somebody who'd missed pre-season training. And the longer the game went on, Declan Rice went from looking like somebody who'd missed pre-season training to looking like one of England's midfielders. He just started marauding. I think that's a really decent way to describe what he was doing. Just started marauding over the pitch. Just took control of midfield. Really brilliant to watch. It was fantastic. So look, we go into our next game with the pressure off. I guess I've got to give a man of the match, haven't I, and do all that sort of stuff. I think I've pretty much mentioned everybody in the team. I really have, but it was good to see so many of them back. I am going to give a little special mention actually to Jared Bowen, who I thought throughout pre-season looked sharp, and he looked sharp again today. Now, Jared Bowen's not man of the match today, and I think there's 2 or 3 others you could pick. But to look at somebody who was on it, he nearly scored a goal. You know, like Lionel Messi. If he'd have scored that goal, honestly, you might as well have given him the champers now for goal of the season. It was fantastic, a real individual, beautiful goal, which wasn't a goal because he didn't score it. But I thought he looked sharp, and I thought he looked like somebody with a season's worth of Premier League experience behind him now, season and a half, whatever. Really good. I thought Sufal and Souček and Rice, I think it was quite clear that they were a little bit behind in their preparation, because the longer the game went on, the better those guys became. I think maybe David Moyes might be looking at it now, and he might be saying, well, you see, this is why I want to get another defender in. And I'm thinking, all right, yeah, fair enough. I can see that now. Certainly. Hard. I mean, man of the match has got to be either Benrahma or Antonio. I'm going to give it to Antonio, but Benrahma, sensational, really. The header was precise and textbook and fantastic, and well done to Benrahma. And the pass, and he kept on going. And I think everybody at the club's going to be really, really pleased with him for that, and to get that off of his back, just to not have that millstone hanging around his neck where he hadn't scored last season. First game of the season scored. Go on, mate. Now you go and enjoy the rest of the season. Have a bloody good season. I'm pretty sure he will. Man of the match has got to go to Antonio. And I'll be honest with you, first 2 or 3 touches I saw from Antonio, the ball ran away from him. I think he passed it out for a throw-in at one point. I thought, he's not on it. But that's okay, because actually, Antonio might not be the prettiest player in the world, but there's a lot of dirty words in football that people almost take sometimes as an insult, like work rate, like energy, like strength, like all of that sort of stuff. But actually, when you combine them all together with Antonio, well, you've got a hell of a player there. And you know what? He might not have the finesse of Sergio Aguero. He might not. But actually, as a man to really bother a defence and a defensive line, he must be a nightmare. He's largely going to be stronger than the centre-backs that he's playing against. He's very mobile, and you can't just follow him, because he'll pop out left and right. And you know what? If you do follow him as a centre-back and he drifts out wide, then the formation of the team is such that actually there's people that are going to fill those spaces, and they've got a license to. And we've got the ball. Fornells might have started left, but he's got a license to fill that space. Benrahma's got a license to fill that space. Bowen, Souček, who started very, very advanced in this game, I thought. This is really Antonio. I know we'll deal with that. Look, we've got other stuff coming in. We've got other stuff coming in the week. We really have. We've got to deal with signings. We've got transfer windows. We've got to deal with the fact that PIO Capital put out a public statement an hour and 7 minutes before West Ham are about to play a game, which I've got to be honest with you, I'm going to rant about that. Probably tomorrow on the forum channel. If you're not, please do subscribe to both channels. We've got 2 channels. Just search it up, click it. It's in the link in the description below. It's called Hammers Chat. No, it's not. It's called Hammers Chat West Ham Forum channel. Give that a like and a subscribe. If you're watching now and you're not subscribed, please do like and subscribe to this one now. I don't want to deal with all that for the moment. Today's a good day. I want to enjoy it. I want to look forward to, is it match of day 2? I think it's match of day 2 tonight. Massive credit to David Moyes, massive credit to the players and the backroom team. It's been, it's really good. It's really good to be back. We've got a lot of evidence now. We really do. We're a good team. We're a good team. We're not a good squad, because there ain't enough yet, but we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that. There's plenty of time to talk about that tomorrow and the day after and whatnot. But for now, really, really good. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to go off now and start and record the player ratings for the Patreon. If you want to join Patreon, unlock some additional Hammers Chat content, support the channel. The link again is in the description below. Actually, I haven't typed it out yet, so it's probably not in the description below just yet, but it's a Patreon Hammers Chat if you would like to support the channel. Gio's at the game. I'm sure we'll be hearing from him later. I'm going to say goodbye to you now. You've got loads of videos to watch tonight, haven't you? Let's be fair. There'll be fan cams. There'll be other channels all doing lots and lots of stuff. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. I think Man City and Tottenham are possibly playing now. That's that. You know, look, we can sit down. We enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy the football. Enjoy your roast dinner now with West Ham. 3 points in the bag. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will